Have you ever felt like there's more to you than what meets the eye? Not in the superficial sense of untapped talent or hidden potential, but in the deeper, more mysterious sense, like there's a version of you that exists beyond your roles, your fears, and even your own self-image. A version not yet fully lived, but waiting to be discovered. Carl Jung had a name for this process of becoming the fullest version of yourself. He called it individuation, the central journey of psychological and spiritual development. It's not a path for the faint of heart. It requires facing your darkness, embracing your contradictions, and walking a spiral path that winds through both the personal and collective unconscious. But it's also the most meaningful journey you can take, the path of becoming truly wholly you. Welcome to the Unfolding Journey, a space for seekers, thinkers, and inner explorers. Here, we go beyond surface-level advice and into the rich terrain of depth psychology, myth, consciousness, and the sacred inner world. If you're someone who feels called to understand yourself and life at a deeper level, you're in the right place. So let's begin the unfolding. Individuation is the core of Carl Jung's psychological framework. It refers to the process by which a person becomes a unique, integrated whole, moving from unconsciousness to consciousness, from fragmentation to unity. Jung wrote, "Individuation means becoming an individual, and insofar as individuality embraces our innermost, last, and incomparable uniqueness, it also implies becoming one's own self." In simpler terms, individuation is the journey of becoming who you truly are, beneath all the personas, cultural conditioning, inherited beliefs, and unconscious drives. It's not about becoming perfect, it's about becoming whole. We all begin life by adopting roles and masks. Jung called these the persona, the face we show the world. We play the good child, the achiever, the rebel, the caretaker. These masks help us function in society. But over time, they can also disconnect us from our deeper nature. Many people spend their entire lives being their persona, never questioning what lies beneath. Individuation begins when we start to sense the falseness, the disconnection, the fragmentation. We ask, who am I really? Why do I keep repeating the same patterns? What is my life trying to tell me? This is the call to the inner journey. Individuation is not a straight line. It's a spiral, often unfolding over a lifetime. Jung never created a strict step-by-step guide, but several key phases commonly appear in the journey. The shadow is the part of the psyche that contains everything we reject, deny, or refuse to see in ourselves. Our fears, anger, shame, and unacknowledged desires. At first, we project the shadow onto others. We see in them what we fear in ourselves. Jung said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." Individuation requires that we turn toward our shadow, not to destroy it, but to integrate it, to make peace with our full humanity. This is shadow work. The next key phase is the encounter with the Anima, in men, or Animus, in women. These are the inner feminine and masculine aspects of our psyche. They often appear in dreams, fantasies, or projections in relationships. Individuation calls us to embrace these energies within, instead of seeking them only outside ourselves. A man may develop emotional depth, intuition, or nurturing qualities, Anima. A woman may awaken her inner logic, assertiveness, or independence, Animus. Integration of these polarities leads to psychic balance and wholeness. The ultimate goal of individuation is not just self-knowledge, but union with the self. In Jungian terms, the self is the center of the total psyche, conscious and unconscious, known and unknown. It's your deepest truth, and it's symbolized by images like the mandala, the divine child, or the wise old man/woman. When we encounter the self, it's often a mystical or symbolic experience. Dreams, synchronicities, visions, or periods of crisis can act as gateways. The result is not perfection, but inner alignment. You're no longer driven by ego alone, but guided by a deeper intelligence, the self. Jung believed that symbols are the language of the unconscious. Throughout the individuation journey, the psyche communicates through dreams, symbols, archetypal images, myths and stories. These are not meaningless. They are messages from the soul, guiding us toward integration. For example, a dream of descending into a cave may represent facing the shadow. A serpent might symbolize transformation. A union between male and female figures might signal inner harmony. The journey of the hero in myth is the journey of individuation in disguise. You don't have to be a mystic or therapist to individuate. It happens through the ordinary challenges of life. Breakups, illness, career change, midlife crisis, existential questioning. Each difficulty is an invitation to ask, what is this experience trying to reveal about me? Individuation means living consciously, reflecting on your actions, patterns, and inner responses. It also means listening deeply to your intuition, your dreams, your inner conflicts. Individuation is not easy. It often involves pain, confusion, and a sense of falling apart. But Jung argued that this suffering is not pathological, it's transformative. Just as a snake must shed its skin, we too must let go of old identities to make room for something new. This is not a journey of becoming someone else. It's a journey of becoming who you already are, beneath the noise. Though Jung was a scientist, he saw individuation as deeply spiritual. The self, for him, was akin to the divine spark within, the God image in the psyche. Many people discover a profound sense of meaning and connection through this journey, not tied to external religion, but to an inner spiritual experience. He wrote, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." And that, ultimately, is the path of individuation. Individuation is not about fixing yourself. It's about finding yourself. It's not about being good. It's about being whole. It's a path that winds through shadow, symbolism, dreams, and contradictions. But it always points toward truth, freedom, and integration. In a world obsessed with image and surface, individuation calls us back to depth, to become not who we're told to be, but who we were born to be. If this journey into individuation sparked something in you, follow that impulse. Backhand Index Pointing Right subscribe to The Unfolding Journey for more content on Jungian psychology, myth, inner work, and the sacred art of becoming. Comment below. Where do you think you are in your individuation process? Are you confronting the shadow? Embracing the unknown? And remember, the journey inward is the journey home. Keep unfolding. Seedling.